So the season of Alola is finally coming to an end. Today I want to go through the whole season, what I think about it, and rank every single event and give this whole season an overall ranking. We did this with the season of Heritage, now we're doing it with the season of Alola. Let's start with raid bosses for the whole season of Alola. In March we had Tapu Koko, then went into Thundurus in the Therian form, and then we had Tapu Lele. April then had Therian form of Thundurus, and then we had Tapu Bulu, and then Therian form of Landorus. Finally finished off with Tapu Fini, and then all 4 of the Tapus for the end of season event. All in all, raid bosses were pretty lackluster for March. I do appreciate the Therian forms all getting their shiny releases, but over 3 months we only got, I think, 3 new shinies from raids, and some of these Tapus were in raids way too long. I think there could have been a lot more fun introducing different raid bosses overall in the season. Raid bosses for the whole season, I'm going to give it maybe a 4 out of 10. Let's talk about spotlight hours during the season. In March we had Cubone, Execute, Growlithe, Sudowoodo, and Paris. Honestly, not terrible spotlight hours, some fun Pokemon, and all 5 of them had shinies. I really like when they put a shiny in every single spotlight, because even if it's a bad shiny, it is still fun to hunt that shiny. In April we then had Skunky, Bunnelby, Oddish, and Sunny Cherum. Spotlight hours a little less good for this month. Only 2 of them really had shinies. And also on top of that, the Ditto Skies just changed before Skunky Spotlight Hour, in which Ditto could no longer be a Skunky. So that was kind of sad. And Sunny Cherum, probably one of the most annoying Spotlight Hours I've ever played. Finally, in May, we had Wingull, Numel, Magikarp, Seal, and then Pikipek, which I actually haven't played yet. Spotlight hours for May, all in all, not bad. Pikipek Spotlight Hour is going to be a pretty boring one to play, but the Numel one and the Magikarp, probably one of the best Spotlight Hours of the whole season. All in all, Spotlight Hours, pretty good. I'm going to give him like a 7 out of 10. Really nothing too much to complain. As long as a Spotlight Hour has a shiny, I'm pretty much happy, because a Spotlight Hour without a shiny, unless it's a super relevant mon, kind of boring for me. Let's talk about community days. So in March, of course, we had the Sandshrew community day with both different forms of the Sandshrew. I really liked how they did this community day. I think it was a fun community day all around, especially having the 2 different forms. I think that was really fun, kind of just spicing up the community day and having a little more options to go after. April community days were insane. Probably one of the funnest months I've ever had with community days. We had, of course, Community Classic from Mudkip and also Stuffle community day. This was also when they reduced community days down to 3 hours. I believe that was the first month they did that. But that was a little bit of a downfall. But the actual Pokemon featuring community days were super fun, and both those community days, I played hard for both and had an absolute blast with both of the community days. But then finally, they did not finish strong with Geodude community day at the end, especially after doing a Sandshrew community day in which you have both forms, and then a Geodude community day where you only put the Alolan form. Didn't really make a lot of sense. It was nice kind of how the Sandshrew community day and the Geodude community day kind of tied in with the season, both being Pokemon with Alolan forms. They were still a little bit lackluster, in which, you know, why not put the regular Geodude? Community days for me, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, just because April was really strong for community days, but the other 2 community days I wasn't too big of a fan of, and I think there was a lot better options of Pokemon you could have put, specifically maybe some new Alolan Pokemon. Being the season of Alola, why don't you throw Pikipek in the community day, kind of like you did Fletchling when it got released, you know, I think it was like 4 months after it got released, it got a community day or something like that. I think that could have been a lot more fun. But, you know, props for doing the Stuffle, that was good, but I think all 3 of them could have been new Pokemon. As far as research breakthrough boxes go, by the way, March we had Alolan Vulpix, April had Alolan Marowak, and May we had Alolan Grimer. All in all, decent research breakthrough boxes. I really want the legendaries to come back. I don't see why they don't put legendaries in research breakthrough boxes, even if it's just like the current legendary that's currently in rotation. I think that would be a lot more fun, but at the same time, you know, not too much to complain. Research breakthrough box, 5 out of 10, nothing crazy. One thing you'll notice is that they always put perma boosted shiny Pokemon in research breakthrough box, which I appreciate. So it is easier to get a shiny from a research breakthrough box, because if they put a full odds 1 in 500 Pokemon in the research breakthrough box, it's like you're never getting a shiny. Before I go through all the events and kind of break down all the events and give it an overall rating, let's talk about quality of life features that were added to the game throughout the season of Alola and how much, you know, did Niantic care about those. So in March, they added the 40 meter versus 80 meter visual distance indicator, so gyms and Pokestops will kind of act differently if they're in range. That was a kind of nice update, because people really didn't know when they were close enough to actually spin a Pokestop, but now it will show you exactly when you are close enough to spin a Pokestop. In April, we got the new Adventure Sync widget, which is that nice little widget to use, shows you when you need to put an egg to incubate or not. It doesn't work the most all of the time. It is a little bit glitchy, but it is a nice little widget to add, and I appreciate any widgets that are being added to Pokemon Go. It was about time we had some. Finally, in May, we got the Buddy widget. This is a new widget, shows you when your buddy needs to be fed and get on the map. Pretty nice widget. I haven't really found the most use for it myself, but, you know, it is still a nice little widget, and I'm glad they're adding these widgets. I believe they also added the Buddy heart indicator, showing you how many hearts you need to get the next level of Buddy. I believe that was dropped right at the start of the season, so that's a nice little addition. We also had the complete revamp of the Mega Evolution system, which is a nice quality of life update. Definitely been needing to happen, so I'm really happy this happened. This is probably one of the highlights of the whole season. Changing the Mega system, making it actually worthwhile, probably the best part of the season. All in all, it is nice that every single month there was one feature being added to the game, which we haven't seen in the past before. So it's nice that we are getting consistently new features being added every single month. Even if they're really small, at least Niantic is kind of thinking of adding those things to not just adding content, but also adding different quality of life updates. 8 out of 10 for that. Okay, let's talk about events. Let's break down every single event that happened this season, and let me give my overall thoughts on it. Was it a good event? Was it a bad event? And then we'll end off with my total overall rating of the season. Okay, so the Welcome to Alola event was the first event of the season. We had the introduction of plenty of new Alolan Pokemon, which was super hype. I always love when, you know, a bunch of Pokemon get introduced. Only 5 of them were introduced here, plus I believe Rockruff and the Tapu. But it was nice to see these new Pokemon kind of coming into the game. You know, we had Rockruff in the 1-star raids. We had some Alolans in the 3 stars. Of course, 5-star raids did have Tapu Koko. All in all, a pretty simple event, but it was nice to see a lot of Pokemon. It is a little bit unfortunate they didn't add multiple Pokemon, because I believe when they released old gens, they used to drop like, you know, the whole gen at once, or like half the gen at once. Now it seems like it's kind of like dripped to us, so we only got 5 new Pokemon. But it was still a fun event, especially to go out and get all these new dex entries of these new Pokemon, evolve all of them. Really fun. I'm gonna give that event an 8 out of 10. Sweater came off because it's hot. We then had the Festival of Colors event with the Oricorio making its debut. Honestly, this event wasn't amazing. Oricorio was cool to have, but again, it was a region locked Pokemon. Not everyone could get it. You could only get one in your certain region. It was really only one new Pokemon out the whole event. And spawns, when I'm looking at them here, wasn't amazing. Of course, we had the Therian form of the Thundurus. We had a bunch of research tasks, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I remember this event. Oh, some research for Mega Energy was fun as well. Some new Avatar items. I'm going to give this event a 6 out of 10. Nothing too crazy, especially Oricorio being a region locked Pokemon. Not as fun, really. It is cool to travel and get, the different forms for Oricorio, but on top of it, it's not very good, and having to travel to just get like this one form, 6 out of 10. And then we had the Lush Jungle event. This was the event with the release of Fomantis going into Lurantis, as well as Tapu Lele. This was a decent event. There was a lot of Stardust boosted spawns, I believe. Yeah, we had Paris in the wild, especially the shiny Pharaoh Seed being in the wild. That was a cool one, but nothing too crazy. Again, it goes back to this point of, at the start, we got all these new Alolan Pokemon, and then they started to just drop them. We had every event was just one new Alolan Pokemon, and it was fun, but it's like, once you get Fomantis, it's like, what else am I gonna do kind of thing. It would be cool if they dropped, you know, multiple Alolans at once. Lush Jungle event, I'll probably give it, you know, a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 7. Then we had the Ditto event, the April Fool's event. This was always a fun event. I do like when the Ditto disguises get changed up, and especially having a higher chance of getting shiny Ditto. Super fun event. And I believe this was the first Ditto event we've ever had that has the potential for shiny Ditto. So this is the easiest you could get shiny Ditto. I'm gonna give this event a 9 out of 10. It was super fun. My only critique about this is that every single year they seem to do the same April Fool's joke. I believe last year was the same thing with the Dittos being more common in the wild, which is kind of, you know, I think there's a lot of potential funny April Fool's events that Niantic could do. I wish that next year, hopefully they switch it up, because Dittos are fun to catch and get all the shinies, but I do like to see some creativity in not just repeating the same Ditto event every single year for April Fool's, because then it's not really a joke anymore, because we know what's going to happen. After that was the Team Rocket Retreat event. I love these events. We have the release of Salandit into Salazzle. Honestly, putting in 12Ks is a huge, like, just annoying for me, because, you know, those Pokemon are really hard to get. I know a lot of people appreciate the grind and having to find the 12K egg, hatching the Salazzle, and then hoping it's a female so you can evolve it, or the Salandit so you can evolve it. But yeah, but all in all, some new Shadow Pokemon making their way into Pokemon Go, some Alolan Pokemon. It's on theme with the season. I like it. Plenty of great bonuses as well. Being able to remove frustration is always appreciated, and it was just a fun little event to go after. We had Shadow Latias as well, making it release into the Team Go Rocket leader. I'm gonna give this event an 8 out of 10. Like Team Rocket events, they're always a blast, but it was a little unfortunate we didn't get as many new Shadow Pokemon. Like Shadow Torchic has been waiting to be released, but it has not made its debut. And instead, we got all these new Lowland Shadow Pokemon, which were all right, but not amazing. So yeah, now we're in April events, and we have the Spring into Spring event. I'm giving this event a 10 out of 10. I love the Spring into Spring event. The most fun I have with these events ever. Of course, we had Togetic finally making its shiny release in Pokemon Go. Well deserved. Also, Tapu Bulu, which is arguably one of the best Tapus there was. We had plenty of nice little egg hatching bonuses, and especially, let me find it, those 2-kilometer eggs. Yeah, hatching those Riolos. I was able to get a shiny Riolo, which was super hype. I've been trying to get them from every single event. Plenty of fun spawns, plenty of meta-relevant spawns as well. A lot of these Pokemon you can use. Good wild encounters. I'm not going to go through all of it specifically, but, you know, super fun stuff. You know, the Flower Crown Chansey and the Field Research task, the Ula Ula research, and all of that jazz. Super fun. 10 out of 10 easy for that one. Then the Sustainability Week. We had the release of Oranguru. Again, one new Gen Alola Pokemon. During the season of Alola, I believe we only got like, I don't even know, like 20 new Alolan Pokemon, including their evolutions. 30. I don't know how many Pokemon there are in the Gen 7, but still, like, that's not a lot. We had Shiny Cherubi making its release, which is cool, but never really see that Pokemon in the wild except during events like these and eggs and stuff like that. The free bundle with the Mossy Lure, some decent wild spawns. Honestly, the wild spawns were all in all, but again, this is one of those events. It's just an average event, you know, nothing too crazy, nothing too insane, which, you know, obviously there's going to be some events like that, but I'm gonna give it just a solid 7 out of 10. You know, it's a good event. It's fun to play, but then after a little couple days, it kind of gets boring and you kind of wait for the new one. I don't really know the solution solution to making Pokemon Go consistently exciting, but that's just how I feel about it. Okay, after that was the Mega Moments event with the release of Mega Kangaskhan, making its release in Mega Raids. Also on the top of Mega Raids, no new Megas, I believe, during the whole season except Mega Kangaskhan. So in 3 months, we got 1 new Mega, I believe. Oh no, we had Mega Latios and Latias as well. Not too many Megas though in 3 months. But yeah, Mega Moments event was a fun event, especially the spawns that are all Mega Pokemon. Being able to get a bunch of field research tasks from Mega Energy. Honestly, this event was a 9 out of 10. Being able to get all that Mega Energy from the field research task in itself is what brought it to a 9 out of 10, because taking this Mega Energy was super rare before, and now people could just do plenty of field research tasks and get like 70 Mega Energy. It was insane. One of my favorites events of the season, the Mega Moments event. After that was the Pokemon Air Adventures event, which was an event we knew about a long time ago. We just didn't know the details. Mega Latios, Latias, super hype making their release in Pokemon Go. They were really hard raid bosses, which I appreciated the challenge, but also I know a lot of people did not like the challenge and it was too hard for some of those rural players. But Mega Legendary Pokemon Go, super hype. We had a bunch of wild spawns, which were all flying based, kind of cool stuff there. We had some eggs, we had some 3-star raids. All in all, it was an average event, but we did get Mega Legendaries. I'm gonna give this event an 8 out of 10. I think it's kind of an important event in which those Megas did get released, which was super cool. And also on top of that, you were getting 200 Mega Energy per Mega Raid, which was super nice, so that you could actually just Mega Evolve these Pokemon after 2 raids, which was, I think, a nice little touch Niantic added to make sure people are still able to get these Mega Legendaries without having to, like, you know, sell their soul. After that was the Water Festival, and we have the release of Jupiter, Shiny, Binnacle, a lot of good spawns, a lot of good shinies. But honestly, I think people were really hyping it up. Like, a lot of people, I remember, like, oh my god, Water Festival event 2017, one of the best events, or every single year one of the best events. But honestly, like, I had fun with it, but not an insane amount of fun. I think the spawns were a little bit like misleading. All I was able to find was Surskits. Like, there's a lot of spawns like Slowpokes. I never saw Slowpokes, and I wanted Slowpokes. So I think that's one thing about Niantic, is a lot of these events, they show wild spawns, look at all these wild spawns, but in reality, it's like 90% Surskits, or 90% the Pokemon you don't really care about. All in all, though, this event, definitely a good one. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Potentially 9, but I don't think it deserves a 9. I think a 9 out of 10 is an event that I really, really enjoyed, and this one was fun, but not insane. Finally, last event, Season of Alola to Alola event. This is a 5 out of 10. For an end of season event, the Alola to Alola event, it actually just started yesterday as I'm recording this video. So I don't even know if there's anything special going on with it. Maybe something gets added, but at the time of recording this video, Alola to Alola, not a really crazy event. Honestly, some cool spawns. The best part of it is you can get the Shadow Alolan Marowak, which is super cool. Other than that, like, nothing too crazy. Honestly, a pretty big disappointment, especially on top of that, after drip dropping these Alolan Pokemon throughout the whole season, and then the end of season event is just, oh, you can still catch all these Pokemon you might have missed. Bro, I did not miss any spawns. I spent the last 3 months catching the same 10 Alolan Pokemon. So it's a little unfortunate, the end of season event. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10, actually. It just wasn't a good event at all. I'm not enjoying it, especially just repeating all these Pokemon. For an end of season event, it should be a hype event, getting you, like, just, like, I don't know, release Cosmog or something into Pokemon Go so we can get Lunala and Solgaleo or something, but, like, I don't know. Not a huge fan. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the events of the whole season. Last thing I talk about before I give it an overall rating is PvP. PvP was the interlude season, which was honestly pretty relaxed. I did enjoy, you know, not having the stress of the battle rating, but I found that a lot of people were still going pretty hard on PvP and trying to win every single game. And I was just trying to have fun and have some spice. I don't think a lot of people got the message of the season of spice. All in all, PvP this season, for me at least, was nice to get that relaxing time. And I just hope that Niantic were able to really fix PvP. I found that there was still a lot of glitches. I don't think PvP was, like, completely fixed, but I definitely have seen a general overall improvement in the consistency of the game for PvP than it was before. So that is a nice thing to see. And also, we did have 3 Go Battle Days. We had the Mega Go Battle Day, which actually hasn't happened at this time I'm recording this video, so we'll see how it goes. I do like the release of Megas into PvP. I think that's going to be a fun little day to play for me. We also had the Beginner's Paradise Go Battle Day, which was all right, but the Seal Go Battle Day I really appreciated. The one where we had Seal and you could evolve into Dugong to get 2 Legacy moves. I hope they do this in the future. Go Battle Days in which it's kind of like a mini community day for PvPers, in which there's a Pokemon that has a good Legacy move for PvP gets reintroduced. Like, I don't know, Politoed with Earthquake, you know, that's a Pokemon that everyone wants for PvP, but they don't want to use Elite Charge Gem. You could evolve it to get it. That would be a cool thing to do. More Go Battle Days like those mini community day Go Battle Days. And that's pretty much about it. You know, no big events this season. This was kind of like an interlude season between big events. You know, we're coming up to Go Fest, and then last season before the season was the Johto Tour. So it was kind of a relaxing season. All in all, I'm going to give this season, though, a 6 out of 10. You know, people are going to be like, oh my god, 6 out of 10 is so low. Comparing it to other seasons, I just did not have that much fun with this season. I think the problem, again, is they just drip drop these Alolan Pokemon to us, and it kind of just spreads out the fun and doesn't make it as, like, enjoyable to release these Pokemon. Now, I know they're running out of Pokemon to release, and they don't want to kind of give us all the content at once and then not have anything to give out. But, like, you know, when a new gen used to drop, it used to drop all at the same time. Now, in this season, season, we got probably a total during the season of Alola. We got a total of, I don't know, 40 maybe new Alolan Pokemon, including evolutions. I think that's a little high, maybe 30, which is kind of a little unfortunate. All in all, I think April was the best month. We had the good community day. We had the decent raid bosses as well. We had the Thundurus and the Landorus. But all in all, March and May were a little bit unfortunate, and especially the end of season event really holds it down. Like, you know, there's no storyline going with the whole season. There are the 4 island special researches and the final special research. But I think it would have been a lot more impactful if that final special research was a lot more just valuable than what we actually got. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the overall season. Let me know what you guys think about the season of Alola. Did you guys enjoy it or did you guys not? Really excited to see what the next season is. At the time of recording this video, I do not know. You guys probably know by now. I might have made a video about it. It might have been released. Let me know what you guys think of the season of Alola and if you're excited for the next season in Pokemon Go. I'm really curious to see if there's going to be a season that can break the season of Hoopa, because I believe the season of Mischief, Hoopa season, was the best season so far we've ever had. Have a major today, guys. Comment below what your rating for the season of Alola is. We're going to see you all in the next one. Follow for just one. Peace.